with Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr.
Let's see.
Hello, people. This is Warren L. Booker Jr. Thank you so much. We have reached 100 subscribers. Actually, as of today, it's 149. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it going. Good day, people. It's your boy, Warren L. Booker Jr. This is another episode of the PotLuck, and I am so excited, people. I am so excited about what we're going to talk about today, okay? Today, we're going to have a smorgasbord of things, and some people may call it a charcuterie board. You know, we have several different things, so we don't have a specific theme tonight. However, we're going to have some great conversation. I feel like I just teleported myself from two different places. This is another busy season. It's Easter season and different things are going on. But I make sure that I'm going to be here on Thursdays. I just have to do that. I love this. This is good for me, and hopefully you're getting something out of it. But before I do too much talking, I want to dedicate this show to my sister. Her birthday was on yesterday. However, we celebrate for the whole month, even though I know today is the end of this month. However, it's never too late to celebrate. Also, there are a few other people who, off the top of my head, don't charge it to my heart. I know Teresa Ramey Mocha, her birthday was on yesterday and kind of like on today. That's an insider. And also my friend Christopher Moore. So happy birthday to you all. And a special tribute goes to my sister. This is my story yesterday. So here goes, Sharonda Booker Johnson. Here goes.
Today is your day, so have it your way. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharonda. Happy birthday to you.
All righty, and let's do a check-in real quick. I see my friend Moya Jackson is in the room. And if you're in the room, people, send me some hearts, send me some likes. Let me know that you're here. Comment. Sharonda, of course, is here. My partner, Officer Eubanks, is here. Let's see here. Nakisha Rose, my good dear friend, is here. So thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Who or What? The Potluck. And people, we're going to delve right in. We're going to delve right in and just talk about what we're going to talk about. And we're not going to talk about what we're not going to talk about. It's just simple as that. So I'm going to start out with my appetizer. I almost forgot my appetizer. Now we got to get our appetizer. So this morning, I got up extremely early, and this was laid on my heart, and I'm going to share it with you. It states here, if a person keeps apologizing for the same thing over and over, it loses meaning and validity. Hashtag do better. Again, if a person keeps apologizing for the same thing over and over, it loses meaning and validity. Hashtag do better. Now, that may be time for some self-reflection. If you find yourself constantly apologizing to a person or a group or something like that, and I would say it's time to do some reevaluation, because if it's something that you're supposed to be doing, you think you should be doing, and you're not doing it, that becomes a problem. And guess what? That person is probably going to get tired of the apologies after so long, or it loses its meaning. It loses its meaning after so long. Because personally, for me, I don't like broken promises. You know, even if sometimes it's uncomfortable. If I promise somebody something, I want to do it. Even if it means like today, I'm stressed in two places, have to go, to one location and be back here in time. That started at 6 and have to be back here in time for the potluck. But I don't like to promise people things and don't do it. Now, there are certain situations that happen, and you just simply cannot do it. That's totally understandable. But if you're in a situation where you're constantly apologizing for the same thing, yeah, it's time for some reevaluation. And people, this is totally off subject. I got in my car and I had my keys. I went to my truck for something, and then I couldn't find my car keys. So y'all pray for my mind. I don't know where they are, and I've looked, but I'm gonna pray like the woman at church just told me. Pray, and the Lord will reveal it. And I believe it. I didn't even check in the refrigerator. They may be in there. That's happened before. All right, so ADD is kicked in. What's up, Roxanne? Thank you so much for tuning in. And one of the comments that stood out to me when I posted this from my former stepmaster, my frat brother, Cornelius Talley. He stated, "Apology without change is emotional manipulation." Again, apology without change is emotional manipulation because that person trying to make you feel as if they may be sorry for a situation, but they're could be playing with your emotions to make say, well, at least they did apologize. Um, and I'm just sorry after so long, things get old. It's like if you keep telling me that I'm sexy, and that happens all the time. People happens all the time, But after so long, if you're saying it the same way, not add nothing to it, then it gets old. It gets old. And I just realized that my backdrop says sample, sample, sample all over it. Wrong virtual background. What's up, Demetrius Parker? Go Mob. So with that being said, we're just on Facebook. We're just gonna do this Facebook thing. Of course, Facebook is a church, in my opinion. Sometimes there are things that you find on there if you're not a drama-filled person that can bless you. So I'm gonna post some eggs up here. I know Easter time is coming, and you guys probably can't read that, but I want your focus to be on right there. Oh, my hand went behind it, but right there, the eggs. And the text that you probably cannot read. So tonight, as I was cooking, I was thinking about life. And I said in my subconscious, I've reached my breaking point. And I'm quite sure a lot of people have been there. I began to make cornbread and cracked these two eggs, and I heard, now I can use you. You see, an egg can't be used until it's broken. I immediately found joy in the breaking. Not everyone will understand this, but to those who do, be encouraged. Yes, you're at a breaking point. Yes, you are broken, but that's okay. You are ready to be used. So I'm be careful with this, but break me, but not, Lord, let's be specific. You have to be specific and specific. Lord, don't break me in my wallet. But like any barriers or anything, just so I can be used. I want to be used. And I really can see God opening up doors and people are recognizing or remembering the gifts that I may have and they are being used. Your gifts will make room for you. You have to be in the room and you have to be willing and ready and able to apply those. So hopefully that will help somebody. Also, since we're speaking about help, I'm going to post my brothers up here. Our MD at Second Baptist, also from Pine Bluff or Alzheimer's, somewhere in that area. Brother Zach Barnes on yesterday or the day before yesterday, he released a new single entitled "Come By Here." It's on Apple Music and all streaming outlets. Go check it out. People, it's only $1. It's $1.08 with tax. We just waste that. You can't even use that at the Dollar Tree anymore. It's $1.25. Also, Will There Be One? Dedrick Jones produced that for Black History Month, and it was also released this week as well. Download that. He had me being the director of energy on this project. So the energy that you see is a result of what God has given me. And then my friend Robert Jones also has released a single entitled I Still Believe. So make sure that you go down and download those because support requires action. If you really say that you love me, if you really say you support me, hey, go download this music. Go download this music. Tag them in that as well. And we know that a lot is going on in this world. Katanji is going through pure hell, and I think I'm saying her name right, as it relates to becoming a Supreme Court justice. And we all know that there are always two sets of rules: one that applies for one group, another applies for another group. I'm sorry, we live in America. We're used to it, but it's not okay. But it still happens. We act surprised, but we kind of expect it. We know that we have to, when I say I'm speaking of African Americans, have to do exceedingly abundantly above what the minimum requirement may be just to be considered. And sometimes you're still told that you're not good enough. But my cousin, Cory Booker, gave an emotional speech, if you will. And I'm not going to share the whole thing, but I want to share this piece with you. And again, this is a smorgasbord of topics. We're going to talk about everything, and I'll get over there.
At you, this is why I get emotional. It's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom, not to see my cousins, one of them who had to come here and sit behind you. She had to have your back. I see my ancestors and yours. Nobody's going to steal the joy of that woman in the street or the calls that I'm getting or the texts. Nobody's going to steal that joy. You have earned this spot. You are worthy. You are a great American. And so you faced insults here that were shocking to me. Well, actually not shocking. But you are here because of that kind of love. And nobody's taken this away from me.
And speaking of support, that was a form of support. We already know that they're dragging her through the dirt. they're belittling her, making her seem as if she's not qualified. And we all know that she's overqualified. So please keep her in your prayers, in your thoughts, because that's just the American way, people. Um, and I believe that she's going to be all right. Roxanne Hester stated, yes, Ketanji is definitely going through hell. Her self-restraint is godly and admirable and astonishing. Oh, Roxanne, you threw one of them words on there. I almost didn't get it out. So again, be prayerful for her. Now, our next topic. Well, I'll give you something free. My grandmother, I have two that are still living, thank God. One I call Grandma, one I call Medea. Medea, love you. Grandma, I love you. Laverne B. Bryant, Juanita Booker. But my grandma, Laverne B. Bryant, she taught me years ago that you can tell a person off without cursing, without raising your voice, without stepping out of character. I've witnessed her do this, and you can do something simply by asking a question. Ask some questions. State the obvious. Never raise your voice. You can tell a person smooth off. So we know Tiffany Haddish is a comedian, and on the red carpet, there was a lady, and you know what? She may not even meant to be shady. Because sometimes I don't mean to be shady, but it kind of involuntarily comes out, or it's perceived that way. So I don't want to talk more about it. I'm going to show you the video clip, and you guys can talk about it if you want to. And my partner here stated that it seems like it's never going to change. And I know this is America, home of the brave and the free, but unfortunately, we ain't there yet. We're not there yet. And again, I don't know if we ever will, as well, partner. All right, let's see what Tiffany had to say.
Did we do a little costume change?
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not. No one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it look like.
When is your book coming out called This What It Looked Like? And I will just read the entire
That
book.
book's not coming no time soon, but I Curse You With Joy will be out in November.
Okay.
And Layla, the Last Black Unicorn, will be out next month.
I'm doing so much right now. Okay.
I'm just, trying to accomplish a lot of things before 50. What are you doing?
Well, I'm wondering something.
You out here with no shoes on, I'm jealous.
No shoes on. Here's the thing.
From?
I'm from Chicago.
And you out here with no shoes on?
This is warm weather to me.
I know, it's hot out here.
All righty. There you have it. She said, this is what fame looks like. This is what success looks like. This is what money looks like. I don't have on a costume. This is Dolce & Gabbana. I loved it. I appreciate it. And then sometimes people ask you questions, but it's really a form of control. They're trying to tell you what to do. So when is that book coming out that this is what it looks like? She said, no, that's not coming out. But this is what I'm already doing. And this is what you can get. And then she asked her, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing out here? What we couldn't see without no shoes on. Yeah, loved it. Loved it. Never raised her voice. She was still Tiffany Haddish, asking her questions, talking like she talked. But she definitely did read that woman. My cousin stated she absolutely was intentional in her shade. I'm so glad that Tiffany informed her what money looks like. And she also said, Leah said, stay in your reporter role. Mm-hmm. Adonis said it got jokes and forgot what Tiffany does for a living, and she gave it right to her. The reporter got buried in her own digs. Tiffany read was delicious. And Tara stated, said, no, she meant to be shady. She meant to be shady. And I definitely agree with all of that. With all that. But she don't play big. I was just asking. I didn't mean to call it a costume. And she just reminded me of how I was abusing the girls. The mean girls talked to me at school. And end scene. The Oscars are over. And now that's going to segue into my next topic. I know people are tired of this. No, people are tired of it. I know they are. I know they are. But I'm going to do it anyway. Here goes.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna recap. When I was watching this, I was on the couch and I was like, "Oh, that okay." He's walking up. Okay, they practice this. This is a sketch. This is a skit, or whatever. And then I was like, "That's slap for real." I know stage when I see it. And then we walked back. It's kind of the look on his face. I was like, "Well, maybe no, it wasn't." And when they had muted it initially on television. And I could look at Will and tell, and I saw Jada roll her eyes. And I could look at Will and tell, like, no, dude, that's really emotion. That's really emotion. I know actors are actors, and yeah, you believe we're trained to make you believe something is real, but I could look at that and tell that that was real. And some of y'all are saying he called it a documentary, not the not the Oscars. Chris has the patience of Jesus. I do agree. Moya said he didn't know what to do. My partner said he needs help, and I just really didn't know what to do. And I want to hear from y'all. I've had several conversations with people, and some people, as it relates to Jada, they have been real open. They have been real open, and of course, with comedians, you have to be careful because in situations like that, even things that may be serious. You stand the chance of it being a joke. Even within my family, we take serious situations and kind of make jokes of them at the appropriate time. And yes, Moya, that was real. But they have lived an open life, and maybe there are certain things that you want to be private. That may be the case. And I personally didn't know that I almost said Alicia, that Jada has potentially alopecia. I remember seeing a video of her shaving her head, but I thought she was doing that to start over to be free because they've been down through that, with entanglements and all that stuff. And one person posted this, and I thought that it was very valid. That slap and grow no hair, not one hair, back on Jada's head. Let that sink in for a minute. Again, that slap and grow not one hair back on Jada's head. And that's just what that person said. This is not coming from me. Um, Partner said, leave my family alone. Moya said, this is not the first time he came for her. Yeah, and that's Moya, that's why I kind of say, yeah, you're mentioning Partner in 2016, they kind of live their life in the public. So whatever is relevant, I know oftentimes comedians, they'll just harp on that. He may want to get with them. Y'all hear what they say they do. I don't know. They say somebody else is wearing the pants. Summer Rain said that my best friend, he would have got slapped back. Trust that. He would have known I was from the streets. I can turn it on and off. And yeah, and I think that Chris also, had the patience of Job and the professionalism to keep on moving because my body would have naturally reacted. And my question is, where's Jada's statement? Where that was her time to protect him. He's talking about all this protecting. When will she ever protect him? When would she ever do that? Because all she's done is said that she's not satisfied sexually with them, and she's had an entanglement and drug him on the red table talk, and you could see the hurt in his face and his eyes. When is she going to step up and protect him? Women are protectors as well, so that should be a two-way thing. Tara said that they've been so open that she has spoken about having alopecia several times. Um, and and she may have, just like I missed that, some other people may have missed it, some people may have saw it. Now I'm gonna say this. That's Jada. That's Jada. Um, yeah, that's Jada right there. And that's her. And I may have alopecia because if I bend my head down, you're gonna see some thin spots right there. But this is just my opinion. I did read some articles about alopecia. A lot of people that I know, and there may be different kinds, are bald when they have alopecia, like bald like a bowling ball, even eyelashes and stuff like that. And there was an article that one cosmetologist stated that she said she doesn't believe that she has alopecia. She said the scar on the top of her head where the hair seems to be missing seems as if it may be something from a surgery or something like that. But the dark spots that you see, those are hair follicles. Now I don't know if they may not grow past that, but they're rich. I'm quite sure they could do something about that. Just like sometimes things, in my opinion, work differently when you're rich, and I'm waiting to be there because just like Michael Jackson, I'm sorry to the Michael fans, he had vitiligo, and that's where your skin turns lighter or whatever. But he's the only person that I know that turned completely. And of course, I've never seen underneath the clothes, but it just was evenly done and completely white. So I think sometimes people just when you're rich, it's different. My cousin said that when it ended with the slap, I knew then that the ego was not protected. Jessica stated, "Okay, what if she had cancer?" And that's a good question. That's a good question. Um, I think that may have been more known, and I would hope that Chris would not make a joke about that. And then it just depends on the relationship. Like I could actually joke about with a friend that may have lost their hair about cancer because they know it's coming from a good place, but it depends on the person. And again, you have a whole audience. You're live on television. Some would say that she has traits of narcissism, in my personal opinion, to be honest. Tara stated also Chris Rock made a whole movie about the connection that black women have with their hair. So how dare you make that joke? That's a very valid point. And I'm gonna come back on that. The defense attorney in me is saying that she got hair. She cut it off. I saw the video when she cut it off. I just didn't know that it was for alopecia. And he didn't. Did he say her hair, or did he just say G.I. Jane or whoever it was? Did he say that? Did he say you bald headed? I'm playing as devil advocate. Um, Let me see. My partner stated, "Why not make fun of Liza Minnelli being in a wheelchair?" Um, okay. I'm gonna have to call Chris and ask him that. I don't think that would have went well. If I would make a joke about that, it would have to be that person initiates it. Roxanne stated, "You can protect somebody with words instead of a fist. Some forms of protection are also considered assault." Yeah, he could be charged. He could be charged. Summer Rain said he did not get emotional until he looked at her, and that's true. If we roll that back, he was laughing before he stopped laughing and started laughing at the joke, and then I guess we looked at her, and of course the camera was off of him. It's kind of like if there was just a shift. Troy Gardner said he never said her hair. You're right. He could have been talking about the figure of the character that he mentioned of, and that's just me looking on the other side. My partner said, "Stop coming for black women. Stop coming for black women." That's her point as it relates to that. And I just figured like everybody else is getting a piece of the Will Smith pie, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna even tag them in this video. Maybe it'll make this video get more views. I'm gonna tag Oscars in there as well, and let's see if that'll help the views. Help the views. That's what we need. I'm gonna put Jada in there too, since she won't protect Will. I'm gonna just put her name out there too. She goes by Pinkett Smith. She still ain't even dropped her name. Um, Also, there was one meme that also talked about Will. I'm not impressed. Tupac would have shot him. Okay. And just you may say, pick someone besides a black female. And I don't know if that was premeditated or if it was pre-scripted or if that was just kind of like we're gonna walk out. A lot of comedians do improv, so I'm not sure. Um, Tara Rainey said that she may have made the decision to cut it off, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't feel some type of way about it. And that is true. I feel some type of way about my bald spot. I felt some type of way when my hair fell out of my head. Now, you know what? I'm gonna show y'all what gives me the right, I feel like, to talk. Um, because I'm gonna self-diagnose myself with alopecia because it's some ain't right. Um, and that's that. It's some ain't right. It could just be genes or something, but there's something definitely wrong. Look at this mess.
Hello, everyone. This is the Holy Trinity. Meet Annie. This is Annie. She is a life-like doll. You can check her blood pressure. She has temperature. She has symptoms and everything. And our students here at Metro are equipped and able to do proper diagnoses of other people.
Yeah, right there on, well, it wasn't live, but I posted it right there. And that video has gotten a lot of views on my reel. So I feel like I deserve the right to talk, but let me stop. But one thing that I do also want to point out, and I made a video of that. Oh, you're talking about them. Tara Rainey stated, and let me pull these comments up so y'all can see them. I love y'all. I really appreciate it. I really do. Tara Rainey said, yeah, you got alopecia. I think she's talking about her. But yeah, I do feel like Jada didn't protect him. She could have grabbed him by the arm and stopped him from going up there because there was some time. There was some time for that. And I can agree with that. And then, even if I had to defend her, I would say sometimes things happen so fast that, you don't know what's going to happen. She could have thought that he was going to go up there and say, don't talk about my wife, or grab the mic and say, well, hey, my wife has alopecia. We could bring awareness to this particular disease. Because I definitely would not make fun of it because it is a real disease. I know a couple of women who are beautiful women that have alopecia, and they just so happen to be fully bald. And that's what I thought the disease consisted of. However, I've never studied it. I've never researched it. So it could be different where you lose. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. And she stated, my friend stated, that's why I love my friends. They're just going to tell the truth. She stated, let's be clear. Let's be clear. She stated, you do have alopecia. I don't know why that comment won't come up. Okay. She said, I mean, you have alopecia. So she told me that. Okay. And it is some thin spots, y'all. It is some thin spots. Also, Summer Rain said, I don't believe his actions were genuine at all. It was more of an ego issue. I'm assuming that you're saying, or maybe eagles, because eagles fly high and look down on people. How you go from laughing to slapping and cursing, need a mental evaluation. They have been through a lot, and therapy will help. So I agree with that. I agree with that. So hopefully they get the help that they need. And it is my hope that they prove people right and wrong and come together and do a collaborative project. Because P. Diddy already said they're going to fix this later on. And I don't know if they did go around and fix it, but hopefully they did. Hopefully they did. Jessica, you may say that Jada does not care. She is resentful of Will's success. Yeah, because she did some work with what was that movie with Set It Off, and then she did Girls Trip recently, but it has not been a lot. It's definitely a teachable moment. What I saw was entitlement and ego. I definitely appreciate you guys sharing your opinions and your thoughts about that and on that. I don't want to lie on Denzel, and again, I have a video of that, but I seem to not be able to find it right now. Here it goes, and I'm gonna play it. I don't even know if you guys can hear it.
Be careful. That's when Denzel said to me a few minutes ago. He said, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you."
So at your highest moment, be careful because that's when the devil comes for you. And I can agree with that. some of the high moments, there's going to be someone that's going to speak negatively. If something happened, it may be even somebody gets sick, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend breaks up with you, but you're at your highest moment, or you get distracted by something that will bring you down, or you reacquaint yourself with someone and now they're bringing you down, or the issue that you may once had. So people, be mindful at your highest moment. Be careful, because that is when the devil will come for you. Find Denzel. I love him. I just tried to play it. I had the video and I didn't transport it, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And just a fun fact: years ago, I traveled to Shreveport, Louisiana, and auditioned for The Great Debaters. Needless to say, when I went to the restroom, I was just making sure that my teeth were brushed. Just like I stated the other day, I put cologne on, I put mouthwash, I brush my teeth before I even get on here, and I was just making sure that I was good before I auditioned. And I heard someone come back and say, "Yeah, make sure you get them white." And I'm like, "Yes, sir, I'm trying to do that." And I never really looked up, because I don't really like looking at people in the restroom. To me, that's awkward. So I follow, I come out shortly after, and people are pointing like, "That's him, that's him." I'm like, "Oh, they know me, I'm famous." I ain't know that they know that I was famous. And they was like, I'm like, "Do I got some tissue or something stuck on the bottom of my foot?" And I was like, "That's Denzel. That's Denzel." So I always tell people that I use the restroom with Denzel. And again, he's a wonderful actor. He's a man of wisdom and of pride, and a good pride in a sense. Not and it's okay to have pride, but when you're prideful, sometimes that's an issue when you're looking down on other people, or you can't let your pride down, or you belittle other people, or you can't be wrong because of that. So that's pretty much all that I have, people. That's all that I have. This is probably one of the shortest potlucks that we have done. I love the smorgasbord editions because it kind of operates and works like my mind, which is all over the place. And again, it is my hope. It is my hope that they come together and they do a project together, and we be happy and we be married. And I'll end with our dessert. I'll end with our dessert, which is, if a person keeps apologizing for the same thing over and over, it loses meaning and validity. Hashtag do better. And from my fraternity brother, Cornelius Talley, that stated, "Apology without change is emotional manipulation." And my cousin, uh, Leah, also said something very similar, and she reposted it on her page. So my partner is out of here. And I want to be clear, because somebody questioned this. When I'm mentioning my partner, I'm not talking about that kind of partner. I have to realize the world that we're living in. I have the wonderful advantage of having a co-teacher who is also a Little Rock police officer. She has 30 years in. And of course, like on the police force, the person that you're with, that you ride with, that you work with, is called your partner. So when I refer to my partner, that's what I am referring to, and just kind of want to clear that up because I've had somebody to question that. So with that being said, people, I don't have anything else. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Also, two other quick announcements. Um, the Youth Gospel Explosion, and I know that a lot of you guys tune into the potluck. We are going to combine with the Old Morning Star Youth Choirs and the Ambassadors for Christ on Labor Day weekend for a choir reunion. So if you are interested, on my Facebook page, I posted that. Please don't just like it and put a heart. Comment your name so we can know, and we'll reach out to you and let you know further what we need to do and what we have planned for that. So again, if you went to Old St. James and you were part of the Young Ambassadors for Christ and Old Morning Star, please comment on there. If you are part of Youth Gospel Explosion, comment on that post because we would love to have you. I am done, people. Let me see. So Ray said it is very much so manipulative at its best, manipulation at its best. Roxanne said that people in Hollywood like Will, Jada, Chris are needs a lot of prayer, just like we original people do. Yes, they need much prayer because again, at higher levels, there are more devils, and oftentimes they're faced with things where it's almost like you're selling your soul. You're selling your soul just to reach a certain level. So you have to be real careful with that. And when they've lived an open life, and I'm speaking of Will and Jada, if they're ready to close their book, close it and let us know. Stay out of your business. Otherwise, stop opening the door because we don't know what you want us to come in and what you don't want us to come in on. Because to me, if you're talking underneath folks' clothes, as old people would say, if you're talking in a person's bedroom, that's real open. That's real open. So let's be mindful of that, and we should govern ourselves accordingly. Again, people, I am Warren L. Booker Jr., the host of the soon-to-be internationally known webcast entitled The Potluck. At The Potluck, we bring what you eat. However, we're going to ask you cooking if it's nasty. We're going to tell you. And also, we never put raisins in our potato salad. Until next week, people, be blessed. Have a great week. And I love each of you. And thanks for tuning in.